The Hidden Code, How Silence Creates Your Fortune, written and published by ATZ Audiobooks. Chapter 1. The Power of Silence. In a world that never stops talking, the power of silence is often overlooked. We live in an age where noise surrounds us, constant chatter, notifications buzzing, and the hustle and bustle of everyday life. But within this sea of sound, there's a hidden strength that many people miss, the power of silence. Silence isn't just the absence of noise, it's a state of being. It's a place where thoughts can settle, where the mind can rest, and where true clarity can emerge. Think about the times when you've had your best ideas. Was it in the middle of a noisy crowd, or was it during a moment of calm? More often than not, those flashes of inspiration come when we're silent, when we allow ourselves the space to think deeply. One of the greatest benefits of quiet is the opportunity it gives us to listen, not just to others, but to ourselves. In silence, we can hear our own thoughts more clearly. We can reflect on what we truly want, what we truly need, and what truly matters. This kind of listening is essential for making good decisions, for understanding our deepest desires, and for finding direction in life. It also offers a chance to connect with the world in a more meaningful way. When we're not overwhelmed by noise, we can observe the world around us with greater attention. We notice the small details, the subtle cues, and the beauty that often gets drowned out in the chaos of daily life. This heightened awareness can lead to deeper insights and a stronger connection to the people and places around us. But the power of it goes beyond just reflection and observation. It's also about strength and confidence. In silence, we find the courage to be ourselves, to stand by our values, and to trust in our own path. We don't need to shout to be heard or to make an impact. Sometimes, the quietest people are the ones who have the most profound influence. Their actions speak louder than words, and their presence carries a weight that doesn't need to be explained. In the business world, the power of quiet is often a key ingredient to success. Many of the most successful people have learned to harness the strength of silence. They know that listening is more important than talking, that patience often leads to better results, and that a calm mind is essential for making wise decisions. They understand that quiet isn't a weakness, it's a strategic advantage. The power of silence is also about finding peace in a noisy world. It's about learning to be comfortable with silence, to embrace it as a friend rather than fear it as an enemy. We can find the peace that eludes us in the chaos. We can recharge, refocus, and regain our sense of balance. This inner peace is crucial for our well-being, both mentally and physically. It helps us manage stress, improves our focus, and enhances our overall quality of life. Chapter 2. Mastering Inner Peace. In our fast-paced world, finding inner peace can seem like an impossible task. We are constantly bombarded with distractions, responsibilities, and the pressures of daily life. But inner peace isn't about escaping these challenges. It's about learning how to stay calm and centered, no matter what's happening around us. Mastering inner peace is a journey, and it begins with the understanding that peace comes from within, not from the world outside. Inner peace starts with accepting things as they are. We often struggle against reality, wishing things were different, and this creates tension and stress. But when we learn to accept life as it is, we free ourselves from unnecessary frustration. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up or settling for less. It means recognizing that some things are beyond our control and choosing to focus on what we can change. It's about finding serenity in the midst of uncertainty and chaos. Another key to inner peace is letting go of negative thoughts and emotions. We all have moments when we feel angry, worried, or upset. These feelings are natural, but when we hold on to them, they disturb our peace of mind. Learning to let go means acknowledging these emotions without letting them take over. It's about finding healthy ways to release negativity, whether it's through meditation, exercise, or simply talking to a friend. By letting go, we make room for positive energy and a peaceful state of mind. One of the most powerful tools for mastering inner peace is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, without judgment. When we're mindful, we're not lost in the past or worrying about the future. we're fully engaged with what's happening right now. This simple shift in focus can bring a deep sense of calm and clarity. It helps us to slow down, breathe, and appreciate the present moment, even when life is hectic. Cultivating gratitude is another important step toward inner peace. When we focus on what we're thankful for, we shift our mindset from lack to abundance. Gratitude helps us see the good in our lives, even during difficult times. It reminds us of the blessings we often take for granted and helps us stay grounded. By practicing gratitude regularly, we train our minds to look for the positives, which naturally leads to a more peaceful outlook on life. Setting boundaries is also essential for inner peace. We often feel overwhelmed because we're trying to do too much or please too many people. Learning to say no and protecting our time and energy is crucial for maintaining peace. It's okay to prioritize our well-being and create space for ourselves. Boundaries aren't about shutting people out, they're about taking care of ourselves so that we can show up fully for others when it matters most. Inner peace is also about finding balance. Life is full of ups and downs, and it's easy to get caught up in extremes, working too much, worrying too much, or even trying too hard to find peace. True peace comes from balance, from knowing when to push forward and when to step back. It's about giving ourselves permission to rest, to play, and to enjoy life without guilt. Balance is the key to sustaining peace over the long term. Finally, mastering inner peace involves self-compassion. We are often our own harshest critics, and this inner judgment can rob us of peace. Learning to be kind to ourselves, to forgive our mistakes, and to treat ourselves with the same compassion we would offer a friend is vital. Self-compassion means accepting our imperfections and understanding that we are all a work in progress. It's about nurturing a loving and supportive relationship with ourselves, which lays the foundation for lasting peace. Chapter 3: The Language of Silence. Silence is often misunderstood. In a world where communication is mostly about words, spoken, written, or typed, silence can seem empty or awkward. But silence has its own language, a powerful one that speaks volumes without uttering a single word. The language of silence is subtle, yet deeply expressive. It's a form of communication that can convey emotions, thoughts, and intentions more effectively than words ever could. One of the most profound ways silence communicates is through presence. Sometimes, just being there for someone in silence says more than any comforting words. When a friend is going through a tough time, sitting quietly beside them, offering silent support, can be more meaningful than trying to find the right words to say. In these moments, silence shows empathy, understanding, and solidarity. It creates a space where the other person feels safe, heard, and cared for. Silence also allows us to connect more deeply with ourselves. When we're quiet, we have the chance to tune into our inner voice, to listen to our thoughts and feelings without the noise of the outside world. This inner dialogue is essential for self-reflection and personal growth. In silence, we can ask ourselves important questions, reflect on our experiences, and gain insights that help us navigate our lives. It's in these quiet moments that we often find clarity and direction. In conversations, silence can be a powerful tool. Pausing before responding gives us time to think, to consider our words carefully, and to respond with intention. This kind of silence shows that we're truly listening, that we value the conversation and want to contribute meaningfully. It can also create space for others to share their thoughts, encouraging a more balanced and respectful exchange. In this way, silence becomes an active part of the conversation, enhancing communication rather than hindering it. Silence can also be a sign of strength. In heated moments, when emotions are running high, choosing silence instead of reacting impulsively can prevent conflicts from escalating. It takes self-control to stay silent when we're provoked, but this silence can diffuse tension and allow everyone to cool down. It's not about suppressing our feelings, but about choosing a thoughtful response over a hasty reaction. Silence in these situations can demonstrate maturity, patience, and wisdom. The language of silence is also evident in the natural world. Think of a serene morning in the countryside, the quiet broken only by the soft rustling of leaves or the distant song of a bird. This kind of silence is peaceful and restorative. It reminds us of the beauty that exists beyond the noise of daily life, and it connects us to something larger than ourselves. In nature's silence, we find a sense of calm and renewal that words alone cannot provide. In relationships, silence can deepen our connections with others. When we're comfortable sharing silence with someone, whether it's a partner, a friend, or a family member, it's a sign of trust and intimacy. These shared moments of silence allow us to be fully present with each other without the need to fill the space with conversation. It's in these quiet moments that we often feel closest to those we care about, as we connect on a level that goes beyond words. But silence isn't always easy. It can feel uncomfortable, especially in a society that values constant communication and instant responses. We often feel the need to fill silence with words, even when they're not necessary. Learning to embrace silence, to see it as a powerful form of communication rather than an absence of it, is a skill worth cultivating. It requires patience, mindfulness, and a willingness to be present in the moment. Chapter 4: Embracing Stillness. In today's fast-moving world, stillness can seem like a luxury. We are constantly on the go, juggling work, family, social commitments, and the never-ending stream of information that comes at us from all directions. But amid all this hustle and bustle, there is great value in embracing stillness. Stillness is not just about being physically still. It's about finding a sense of calm and quiet within ourselves, no matter what's happening around us. Stillness is where we reconnect with our true selves. When we allow ourselves to pause and be still, we create a space for introspection. It's in these moments that we can tune out the noise of the world and tune into our own thoughts and feelings. This kind of self-reflection is essential for understanding who we are, what we want, and what we need to do to live a fulfilling life. Without stillness, it's easy to get lost in the chaos, constantly reacting to external demands without ever taking the time to check in with ourselves. Embracing stillness also means learning to be comfortable with doing nothing. This can be a challenge, especially in a culture that values productivity and action above all else. We often feel guilty when we're not busy, as if stillness is a sign of laziness or a waste of time, but in reality, stillness is incredibly productive. It gives our minds and bodies the chance to rest, to recharge, and to come back stronger. It's in these moments of stillness that creativity flourishes, solutions to problems emerge, and new ideas take shape. Stillness also allows us to experience life more fully. When we're constantly rushing from one task to the next, we miss out on the small, beautiful moments that make life meaningful. By slowing down and embracing stillness, we give ourselves the opportunity to savor these moments, to truly see and appreciate the world around us. Whether it's the warmth of the sun on our skin, the sound of birds singing, or the simple joy of a quiet morning, stillness opens us up to the richness of life's experiences. In relationships, stillness plays a crucial role as well. It's in moments of shared stillness that we often feel most connected to others. When we can sit quietly with someone, without the need for constant conversation or activity, it's a sign of deep comfort and trust. These moments of stillness allow us to be fully present with each other, to listen with our hearts rather than just our ears, and to strengthen the bonds that hold us together. Stillness in relationships fosters intimacy and understanding, creating a foundation of peace and harmony. Embracing stillness also teaches us patience. In a world that often demands instant results, stillness reminds us that not everything needs to happen right away. It encourages us to take a step back, to breathe, and to trust the process. Whether we're waiting for an answer, a solution, or a sign, stillness helps us cultivate the patience needed to allow things to unfold in their own time. This patience brings with it a sense of calm, reducing the stress and anxiety that come from trying to force outcomes or rush through life. In the midst of challenges, stillness can be our greatest ally. When life feels overwhelming and we don't know what to do next, embracing stillness gives us the clarity we need to move forward. It's in these quiet moments that we can listen to our intuition, gain perspective, and find the strength to tackle whatever comes our way. Stillness doesn't mean doing nothing in the face of difficulties. It means taking the time to center ourselves so that we can respond to challenges with wisdom and grace. Chapter 5: Silent Decision-Making. Making decisions is a part of everyday life. From the small choices we make without much thought to the big ones that can change the course of our lives, decision-making is something we all do constantly. But how often do we take the time to really think things through? In a world full of noise, opinions, and pressures, silent decision-making can be a powerful approach to making choices that truly align with who we are and what we want. Silent decision-making means taking the time to make decisions quietly and thoughtfully. It's about stepping away from the noise of external influences, whether that's the opinions of others, the pressure of time, or the constant flow of information, and creating space for our own thoughts and feelings to guide us. This doesn't mean isolating ourselves completely, but rather giving ourselves the chance to tune into our inner voice before making a choice. One of the biggest benefits of silent decision-making is that it allows us to hear our own thoughts more clearly. When we're constantly surrounded by noise, whether it's the chatter of others, the buzz of social media, or the demands of our busy lives, it can be hard to figure out what we really think and feel. Silent decision-making helps us cut through this noise and connect with our true selves. By taking a step back and finding a quiet space, we can listen to our instincts and make decisions that are more in line with our values and desires. Another advantage of silent decision-making is that it gives us the opportunity to think things through more deeply. When we rush into decisions, we often do so without fully considering all the options or potential consequences. Silence allows us to slow down, to reflect on the choices before us, and to weigh them carefully. This thoughtful approach leads to better decisions, ones that we're less likely to regret later on. It's about making choices with intention, rather than acting on impulse. Silent decision-making also helps reduce stress and anxiety. The pressure to make quick decisions can be overwhelming, especially when the stakes are high. But by embracing silence, we give ourselves permission to take our time. This doesn't mean procrastinating or avoiding decisions, but rather allowing ourselves the space to make choices calmly and confidently. Silence creates a buffer between us and the pressures we face, helping us approach decision-making with a clear mind and a steady heart. In addition to these personal benefits, silent decision-making can also improve our relationships with others. When we take the time to think things through quietly, we're more likely to make decisions that consider the needs and feelings of those around us. This leads to more thoughtful and considerate choices, whether it's in our personal relationships, at work, or in our communities. Silent decision-making encourages empathy and understanding, as it allows us to reflect on how our decisions will impact others. One of the challenges of silent decision-making is that it requires us to be comfortable with uncertainty. When we're silent, we might not have all the answers right away, and that can be unsettling. But it's important to remember that silence isn't about finding immediate solutions, it's about giving ourselves the time and space to let the right answers emerge. Trusting the process of silent decision-making means being patient with ourselves and understanding that the best decisions often take time to reveal themselves. In practice, silent decision-making can take many forms. It might mean sitting quietly with a cup of tea and thinking through a decision before acting. It could involve going for a walk in nature, letting the quiet surroundings help you clear your mind. For some, it might mean meditating or journaling, using these practices to explore your thoughts and feelings more deeply. Whatever form it takes, the key is to create a space where you can connect with yourself and make decisions from a place of calm and clarity. Chapter 6: The Wealth of Solitude. In a world that often celebrates constant interaction and socializing, solitude can sometimes be misunderstood. It's easy to think of solitude as loneliness or isolation, but it's so much more than that. Solitude is a powerful tool for self-discovery, creativity, and personal growth. It's in these quiet, solitary moments that we can truly connect with ourselves and unlock the wealth of our inner world. The wealth of solitude begins with the space it provides for self-reflection. When we are alone, away from the distractions and demands of everyday life, we have the opportunity to look inward. This is where we can explore our thoughts, feelings, and desires without the influence of others. In solitude, we can ask ourselves important questions. What do I truly want? What are my values? What makes me happy? These moments of introspection are essential for understanding who we are and what we need to live a fulfilling life. Solitude also fosters creativity. When we are alone, our minds are free to wander and explore new ideas without interruption. Many of the world's greatest thinkers, artists, and innovators have found inspiration in solitude. It's in these quiet moments that we can think deeply, imagine possibilities, and let our creativity flow. Without the noise of the outside world, we can tap into our inner resources and bring our unique visions to life. The wealth of solitude is in its ability to help us create, innovate, and express ourselves in ways we might not have thought possible in the midst of constant activity. Another aspect of the wealth of solitude is the clarity it brings. Life can be overwhelming, with countless voices and opinions pulling us in different directions. In solitude, we can sift through all of that noise and find our own truth. It's in these moments of quiet that we can see things more clearly, make sense of complex situations, and gain perspective. Solitude gives us the distance we need to see the bigger picture, to understand what really matters, and to make decisions with confidence and clarity. Solitude also offers a chance for deep rest and rejuvenation. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, we often forget to take care of ourselves. Solitude provides the perfect opportunity to slow down, breathe, and recharge. Whether it's taking a quiet walk, reading a book, or simply sitting in silence, these moments of solitude allow us to rest not just our bodies, but our minds as well. This rest is essential for our well-being, helping us to reduce stress, regain our energy, and approach life with a renewed sense of vitality. Moreover, solitude is where we cultivate inner strength and resilience. When we spend time alone, we learn to rely on ourselves and become more self-sufficient. It's in these moments of solitude that we discover our own capabilities, build our confidence, and strengthen our sense of independence. This inner strength is a key component of personal growth, helping us to navigate life's challenges with greater ease and confidence. The wealth of solitude is in the way it empowers us to stand on our own and face the world with resilience and determination. In relationships, solitude plays a vital role as well. While it might seem counterintuitive, spending time alone can actually strengthen our connections with others. When we take the time to be alone, we come back to our relationships with a fuller sense of self, ready to engage more deeply and authentically. Solitude allows us to reflect on our relationships, understand our needs and boundaries, and bring more of ourselves into our interactions with others. By embracing solitude, we enhance our ability to connect, communicate, and build meaningful relationships. In essence, the wealth of solitude lies in its ability to nurture our inner world. It's in these moments of quiet that we can discover who we truly are, unlock our creativity, and find the clarity and strength we need to live a fulfilling life. Solitude is not something to be feared or avoided, but embraced and cherished. It's a gift we can give ourselves, a space where we can grow, heal, and thrive. By welcoming solitude into our lives, we tap into a deep well of inner wealth that enriches every aspect of our existence. Chapter 7. Quiet Confidence. Confidence is often associated with boldness, loud declarations, and a strong presence. We're used to seeing confident people as those who stand out in a crowd, speak up in meetings, and are always ready to take charge. But there's another kind of confidence, one that doesn't shout or demand attention, yet is just as powerful. This is quiet confidence, a calm, steady assurance that comes from within. It's not about being the loudest voice in the room, but about being sure of yourself even when you're silent. Quiet confidence begins with self-awareness. It's the understanding of who you are, your strengths and weaknesses, and what you stand for. When you know yourself well, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. You're comfortable in your own skin, and this inner comfort radiates outward. People who have quiet confidence don't feel the need to seek approval or validation from others. They trust their own judgment and are guided by their own values, not by the opinions of the crowd. This type of confidence is often understated. It's not about making a big impression, but rather about being true to yourself. A person with quiet confidence might not always be the first to speak, but when they do, their words carry weight. They choose their moments carefully, and when they act, they do so with conviction. This is because quiet confidence is rooted in a deep sense of self-belief. It's the belief that you are capable, that you have something valuable to offer, and that you don't need to shout to be heard. Quiet confidence is also reflected in the way you handle challenges. Life is full of ups and downs, and how we respond to these moments reveals a lot about our inner confidence. Those with quiet confidence face challenges with grace and composure. They don't panic or crumble under pressure. Instead, they take a step back, assess the situation, and move forward with a calm determination. They trust in their ability to overcome obstacles, knowing that they have the strength and resilience to handle whatever comes their way. One of the most powerful aspects of quiet confidence is its effect on others. People are naturally drawn to those who are quietly confident because it feels genuine and reassuring. It's the kind of confidence that doesn't need to boast or brag. Instead, it inspires others through its calm and steady presence. In leadership, quiet confidence can be especially effective. A leader who leads with quiet confidence earns respect not through fear or authority, but through their unwavering belief in their team and their vision. Quiet confidence also plays a crucial role in personal relationships. It allows you to be yourself without feeling the need to change or adapt to fit someone else's expectations. When you're quietly confident, you're not afraid to be vulnerable or to show your true self. This authenticity fosters deeper connections because it encourages others to be themselves as well. In friendships, partnerships, and family relationships, quiet confidence creates an environment of trust and mutual respect. It's important to note that quiet confidence doesn't mean never speaking up or always staying in the background. It's about knowing when to assert yourself and when to listen. It's about having the confidence to speak your truth, even if it's just to yourself, and the wisdom to know that sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Quiet confidence is about balance, being strong and steady without being overbearing, and being humble without diminishing your worth. Building quiet confidence takes time and self-reflection. It's a journey of getting to know yourself better, accepting who you are, and trusting in your abilities. It involves letting go of the need for external validation and learning to rely on your own inner strength. As you cultivate quiet confidence, you'll find that you don't need to seek approval or attention. Instead, you can stand tall in your own truth, secure in the knowledge that you are enough, just as you are. In a world that often values loudness and assertiveness, quiet confidence is a refreshing and powerful alternative. It's a reminder that you don't have to be the loudest person in the room to make an impact. Your quiet confidence speaks volumes through your actions, your presence, and your authenticity. It's the kind of confidence that comes from within and doesn't waver, even in the face of challenges. Chapter 8. Listening to the Unspoken. In our fast-paced world, much of our communication is focused on words, what we say, how we say it, and how others respond. But there's a deeper level of communication that often goes unnoticed, the unspoken. This includes body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, and even the silences between words. Learning to listen to the unspoken is a powerful skill that can enhance our understanding of others and deepen our relationships. Listening to the unspoken starts with paying attention. It's about being fully present in the moment and observing what's happening beneath the surface of a conversation. Often, what's not said can be just as important, if not more so, than the words themselves. For example, someone might say they're fine, but their slumped shoulders and downcast eyes tell a different story. By tuning in to these subtle cues, we can gain a better understanding of what a person is truly feeling or thinking. Body language is one of the most significant forms of unspoken communication. Our bodies naturally express what we might not be able to put into words. A simple gesture, like a touch on the arm or a slight shift in posture, can convey a wealth of information. When we learn to read these signals, we become more attuned to the emotional states of those around us. This can be especially helpful in situations where words fail or when someone is reluctant to express their feelings openly. The tone of voice is another crucial aspect of the unspoken. The way something is said often reveals more than the actual words. A soft, hesitant tone might indicate uncertainty or fear, while a firm, steady voice can convey confidence or determination. By listening carefully to the tone, we can pick up on the emotions behind the words and respond with greater empathy and understanding. Silence, too, is a powerful form of communication. In many cultures, silence is often seen as awkward or uncomfortable, something to be filled with chatter. But silence can speak volumes. It can indicate contemplation, disagreement, or even deep connection. In a conversation, allowing moments of silence gives others the space to think, reflect, and gather their thoughts. It can also create a sense of intimacy, where both parties feel comfortable enough to sit quietly together without the need for constant talking. Listening to the unspoken requires patience and practice. It's about slowing down and being mindful of the nuances in communication. Instead of rushing to fill every silence or respond immediately, we can take a moment to observe and listen. What is the other person really trying to say? What emotions are they conveying through their body language and tone? By asking ourselves these questions, we can become more attuned to the unspoken messages that are often overlooked. This deeper level of listening also enhances our relationships. When we show that we're paying attention to more than just words, it signals to others that we truly care. People feel more understood and valued when we acknowledge the unspoken aspects of their communication. This can lead to stronger connections and more meaningful interactions, whether in our personal or professional lives. Moreover, listening to the unspoken can help us navigate difficult situations. In moments of conflict or tension, what's left unsaid can carry a lot of weight. By being aware of these unspoken cues, we can address underlying issues and resolve conflicts more effectively. We can also offer support in ways that words alone might not be able to provide. For instance, if a friend seems distant or withdrawn, their behavior might be telling us that they're going through something difficult. Instead of pressing them to talk, simply being there, offering a listening ear, or showing understanding through our actions can be incredibly comforting. Sometimes, the best way to listen is to acknowledge what's unspoken and respond with empathy rather than words. In a world where so much emphasis is placed on speaking and being heard, listening to the unspoken is a reminder of the power of silence and observation. It teaches us that communication is not just about the exchange of words, but about the connection of hearts and minds. By developing this skill, we can become more compassionate listeners, more thoughtful friends, and more effective communicators. Chapter 9: Silent Manifestation. Manifestation often brings to mind grand visions, loud affirmations, and energetic efforts to achieve our dreams. However, there's a quieter, subtler form of manifestation that's equally powerful. This is silent manifestation, a process of bringing your desires to life through inner focus and subtle intention rather than overt actions and declarations. It's about aligning your inner world with your outer reality without making a lot of noise. Silent manifestation starts with clarity. To manifest silently, you first need a clear vision of what you want. This doesn't mean you have to shout your goals from the rooftops or write them down in a journal, although those methods can be helpful too. It's about holding a clear, focused image of your desires in your mind. Imagine what you want as vividly as possible, how it feels, what it looks like, and what it means to you. This mental clarity sets the foundation for silent manifestation. Once you have this clear vision, the next step is to cultivate a sense of belief. Silent manifestation relies on the strength of your belief that your desires are achievable. This belief doesn't need to be expressed in words or actions. It simply needs to be a deep-seated certainty within you. When you truly believe that your dreams are possible, you align your thoughts and feelings with your goals, which subtly influences your actions and decisions in a way that supports their realization. Another key aspect of silent manifestation is emotional alignment. Your emotions play a significant role in this process. When you feel positive, hopeful, and excited about your desires, you send out vibrations that attract similar energies. This doesn't require you to vocalize your feelings or put on a brave face. It's about genuinely experiencing the emotions associated with your goals, feeling joy, gratitude, and anticipation in your quiet moments. This emotional alignment helps to draw your desires closer to you. Visualization is a powerful tool in silent manifestation. Spend some time each day visualizing your goals as if they have already been achieved. Picture yourself living your dream, feeling the emotions, and experiencing the reality you wish to create. This silent practice strengthens your connection to your desires and helps to keep them at the forefront of your mind. It's like planting a seed in the fertile soil of your subconscious, where it can grow and eventually bloom into reality. Silent manifestation also involves trusting the process. Sometimes, the manifestation process can take time, and you might not see immediate results. Trusting in this process means having faith that everything is unfolding as it should, even if you can't see the progress right away. This trust doesn't require constant effort or vocal affirmations. It's a quiet knowing that things are moving in the right direction, even if it's not immediately visible. In addition to trust, patience plays a crucial role in silent manifestation. It's important to be patient with yourself and with the process. Silent manifestation doesn't always bring instant results, and that's okay. Patience allows you to stay aligned with your goals without becoming discouraged. It's about maintaining your inner focus and belief while allowing the universe to work in its own time. Silent manifestation also involves the subtle guidance of your intuition. As you focus on your desires, you might receive intuitive nudges or insights that guide your actions. These can come in the form of ideas, inspirations, or unexpected opportunities. Paying attention to these subtle cues and following them can help you move closer to your goals without forceful effort. Finally, silent manifestation is about creating space for your desires to come to you. This means letting go of resistance and allowing things to flow naturally. It's about being open to receiving your dreams without clinging to them or trying to control the outcome. By creating space in your life and mind, you make room for your desires to manifest in their own time and way. Silent manifestation is a gentle yet powerful approach to achieving your dreams. It's about focusing on your desires internally, aligning your beliefs and emotions, and trusting the process without needing to force or control the outcome. By practicing silent manifestation, you harness the power of your inner world to bring your dreams into reality in a way that feels natural and effortless. Chapter 10: The Art of Reflection. Reflection is a simple yet profound practice that often gets overlooked in our busy lives. It involves looking back on our experiences, actions, and thoughts to gain insights and understand ourselves better. Reflection isn't just about thinking about the past. It's a valuable tool for personal growth and self-improvement that helps us navigate our present and future with greater clarity. The art of reflection starts with creating space for it in your life. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in the hustle and forget to pause and think about what's happening around us and within us. Setting aside a few quiet moments each day or week to reflect can be incredibly beneficial. It doesn't have to be a formal process. Just a few minutes of calm, uninterrupted time where you can think and introspect. One effective way to reflect is through journaling. Writing down your thoughts, feelings, and experiences helps to externalize them, making it easier to analyze and understand them. You don't need to follow any strict rules, just let your thoughts flow naturally. You might write about your daily experiences, what you've learned, or any challenges you're facing. Journaling allows you to see patterns and gain insights that might not be obvious in the midst of your daily activities. Another method of reflection is to ask yourself thoughtful questions. These questions can be simple but profound, such as, "What went well today?" or "What could I have done differently?" By asking yourself these kinds of questions, you prompt yourself to think more deeply about your actions and their outcomes. This kind of questioning helps you to understand your strengths and areas for improvement, guiding you towards better choices in the future. Reflection also involves looking at your values and goals. Take some time to think about what truly matters to you and whether your actions are aligned with these values. Are you living in a way that reflects your true self? Are your goals still relevant and meaningful to you? By periodically reassessing your values and goals, you ensure that you're on the right path and making choices that are true to who you are. In addition to reflecting on your own experiences, it's valuable to consider feedback from others. Sometimes, those around us can offer insights that we might not see ourselves. Listen to constructive criticism and take it into account. Reflect on what others have said and how it aligns with your own observations. This can help you gain a more balanced perspective and make necessary adjustments in your approach. Reflection isn't just about analyzing what has happened. It's also about envisioning what you want for the future. Use reflection as a tool to set new intentions and goals. After thinking about what you've learned from past experiences, consider how you can apply these lessons moving forward. What new habits or changes could you make to improve your life? Setting clear intentions based on your reflections helps you move towards a more fulfilling and purposeful future. One of the beautiful aspects of reflection is that it allows for self-compassion. It's an opportunity to understand yourself better and to forgive yourself for past mistakes. Everyone makes errors, but through reflection, you can learn from them without being overly critical of yourself. This self-compassion helps you to grow and move forward with a positive mindset. It's also important to recognize that reflection is an ongoing process. It's not something you do once and then forget about. Regular reflection keeps you in tune with yourself and your life. It helps you stay aware of your progress, adjust your course as needed, and remain connected to your inner self. The art of reflection is about taking the time to understand your experiences and actions deeply. It involves creating space for quiet thought, journaling, asking meaningful questions, aligning with your values and goals, and embracing feedback. Through this process, you gain clarity, self-awareness, and direction.